Okay, so this is part 3, the generalizing section of my learning analysis journal. Um, so over the last week, one of the things that I've really sort of looked at when I look, or one of the things I've really tried to pay attention to and think about, and just the smallest glimpses that I have, is Bronfenbrenner's bioecological model and what influences are really important, or what influences I can see come through my students. For Braden, again, as incredible of a writer as he is, I think about he really again he's not super he enjoys reading, he enjoys like science fiction, he enjoys technology, and that's really like his big thing. That is what comes through in the terms in the work that he shows. For Lexi, she's a big reader, and I know it doesn't have a ton of friends in the school, and that can make a big difference too in terms of your willingness, or in terms of a student's willingness and want to learn. I think about also sort of this like Vygotsky's sociological model, or sociological theory, that everything that we do is learn from somebody else, and not just like lessons and curriculum, but the way we interact, and the way that we handle social situations and meeting friends and getting asked to a homecoming dance first, for an example. And then there's Mullen, who is going to the homecoming dance and knows that Lexi's going to be asked to the dance by another student, and kind of wants to like gauge her reaction on it, just to sort of see, because she's interested and is just a social butterfly like that. And sort of seeing all of these sort of I would say the ways that you see these multiple intelligences come through, right? One of the things that Woelfel talks about in this last chapter is how you can be a high functioning student diagnosed with autism, and be very smart in a number of ways, and then very much lack these social skills. And I see that come through with Braden at times. And then I look at Nick, who is really just about what's popular. The influences on his life are sports in school, as well as his friends in school, and that's what school is to him. It's not necessarily a catalyst to learn or environment to learn in, even though he knows that that's what it is. And so with my role in that, then it's kind of what I'm trying to do then at this point is, how do I, as a teacher, sort of bridge those gaps? How do we make a safe social environment that kids can feel free to collaborate in? And how do we sort of foster that creativity, right? I think about this sort of idea of divergent and convergent. Is it creativity? Is it learning? I apologize, I don't remember the exact term off the top of my head. But this idea of being able to think of solutions as opposed to coming to one solution from a given example or a given situation. And I think that as I sort of work with being able to get these kids to write more, and not just write more, but write better, to write more cohesive text, sort of looking at what are the ways that, again, we can sort of, what is this zone of proximal development for them, and what is the way then to actually foster this, and is creativity part of it? How do multiple intelligences play into this too? What is the learning preference that resonates with them the most?